A Happy Childhood by William Matthews. Babies do not want to hear about babies. They like to be told of giants and castles. Dr. Johnson. No one keeps a secret so well as a child. Victor Hugo. My mother stands at the screen door laughing. Out, out, damn Spot. She commands our silly dog. I wonder what this means. I rise into adult air like a hollyhock. I'm so proud to be loved like this. The air is tight to my nervous body. I use new clothes and shoes the way the corn-studded soil around here uses nitrogen. Giddily. Ohio, Ohio, Ohio. Often I sing to myself all day like a field full of August insects. Just things I whisper, really. A trance in sneakers. I'm learning to read from my mother, and soon I'll go to school. I hate it when anyone dies or leaves and the air goes slack around my body, and I have to hug myself. A cloud, an imaginary friend, the stream in the roadside park. I love to be called for dinner. Spot goes out and I go in, and the lights in the kitchen go on, and the dark, which also has a body like a cloud's, leans lightly against the house. Tomorrow I'll find the sweat stains it left. Little gray smudges. Here's a sky no higher than a street lamp, and a stack of morning papers cinched by wire. It's 4 a.m. A stout dog, vaguely beagle, minces over the dry, fresh-fallen snow, and hears our sleep-sodden paperboy with his pliers, his bike, his matronly dog, his unclouding face set for paper route like an alarm clock. Here's a memory in the making, for this could be the morning he doesn't come home, and his parents 2 hours later drive his route until they find him asleep, propped against a street lamp, his papers all delivered, and his dirty paper satchel slack, like an emptied lung, and he blur-faced and iconic in the morning, air rinsing itself a paler and paler blue, through which a few dandruff flecks of snow meander casually down. The dog squeaks in out of the dark, snuffling me too, and here goes home to memory, and to hot chocolate on which no crackled skin forms like infant ice, and to the long and ordinary day, school, 2 triumphs and 1 severe humiliation on the playground, the past already growing its scabs, the bus ride home, dinner, and evening leading to sleep, like the slide that will spill him out, come June, into the eye-reddening chlorine waters of the municipal pool. Here he goes to bed. Kiss, kiss, teeth, prayers, dark, dark. Here the dog lies down by his bed, and sighs and farts. Will he always be this skinny chicken bones? He'll remember like a prayer how his mother made breakfast for him every morning before he trudged out to snip the papers free, just as his mother will remember she felt guilty never to wake up with him to give him breakfast. It was cream of wheat they always or never had together. It turns out you are the story of your childhood, and you're under constant revision. Like a lonely folk tale whose invisible folks are all the selves you've been, lifelong, shadow and fog, gray glimmers at dusk, and each of these selves had a childhood. It traded for love and grudge to give away, for now lost irretrievably, in storage like a set of dishes from which no food, nor cream of wheat, no rabbit and mustard sauce, nor even a single raspberry can be eaten until the afterlife, which is only childhood in its last disguise, all radiance or all humiliation, and so it is forfeit a final time. In fact, it was awful, you think, or why should the piecework of grief be endless? Only because death is, and likewise loss, which is not awful but only breathtaking. There's no truth about your childhood, though there's a story, yours to tend. Like a fire or a garden. Make it a good one, since you'll have to live it out, and all its revisions so long as you all shall live, for they shall be gathered to your deathbed, and they'll have known to what you and they would come, and this one time they'll weep for you. The map in the shopping center has an X signed, "You are here." A dream is like that. In a dream you are never 80, though you may risk death by other means. You're on the ledge, and memory calls you to jump. But a deft cop talks you into a small, bright room and snickers. And in a dream, you're everyone, somewhat, but not wholly. I think I know how that works. For 21 years I had a father, and then I became a father, replacing him, but not really. Soon my sons will be fathers. Surely that's what middle-aged means, being father and son to sons and father. That a male has only one mother is another story, told wherever men weep wholly, though nobody's replaced. In one dream, I'm leading a rope of children to safety through a snowy farm. The farmer comes out, and I have to throw snowballs well to him so we may pass. Even dreaming, I know he's my father, at ease in his catcher's squat, and that the dream has revived to us both an unspoken fantasy. We're a battery. I'm young, I'm brash, I don't know how to pitch, but I can throw a lamb chop past a wolf, and he can handle pitchers and control a game. I look to him for a sign. I nod for anything. The damn thing is hard to grip without seams, and I don't rely only on my live young arm, but throw by all the body I can get behind it, and it fluffs toward him no faster than the snowball and the dream drifts down. Nothing takes forever. But I know what the phrase means. The children grow more cold and hungry and cruel to each other the longer the ball's in the air, and it begins to melt. By the time it gets to him, we'll be our walking ages, and each of us is himself alone, and we all join hands and go. Toward dawn, rain explodes on the tin roof like popcorn. The pale light is streaked by gray, and that green you see just under the surface of water, a shimmer more than a color. Time to dive back into sleep, as if into happiness, that neglected discipline. In those 6th grade reports, you had to say if the book was optimistic or not, and everyone looked at you the same way. How would he turn out? He rolls in his sleep like an otter. Uncle Ed has a neck so fat it's funny, and on the way to work he pries the cap off a Pepsi. Damn rain didn't cool one weary thing for long. It's going to be a cooker. The boy sleeps with a thin chain of sweat on his upper lip, as if waking itself, becoming explicit. We're hard work. Who knows if he's happy or not? A child is all the tools a child has, growing up, who makes what he can.